All right, Cody, Yellowjackets making their 2016 debut over the weekend, playing 5 games in St. George. In your first start of the season, you were pitching really well, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings, gave up just 1 earned run. Talk about how comfortable you were on the mound.
Yeah, I started out a little bit rough, kind of living up in the zone. Guys were hitting me pretty hard here and there. Had a nice little talk with Coach Bishop out on the mound, and from there on it went pretty smooth. Lived down in the zone, trusted my pitches, landed in behind the plate, called a great game, and I just trusted myself and got through 7 and let our hitters do the rest.
And talk a little bit about your off-season workouts routine and how that kind of set you up to hit the mound in stride in your first start of the season.
Yeah, I've been working my butt off along with the rest of the team. We've got workouts at 6, 7 a.m. Every morning up at Granite almost, and even during the summer, just working my tail off, trying to get in shape for this long stretch that we got coming up. I know last year I kind of hit a dead stretch right in the middle of the season, so I don't want to do that again. I tried to get myself in the best shape that I could.
And the offense certainly there over the first 5 games of the season, scoring in double digits a couple of those games. And to back you, they put up 10 runs. Talk about how nice that is as a pitcher.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful to see, and our offense has been solid. I knew they would from the get-go. Just like last year, we didn't lose too many guys, and they're a very trustworthy offense. Great to have those guys behind you as a pitcher and get that run support that we need.
Talk about some of the other guys on the staff, particularly some of the bullpen guys like Lee Busto had a couple appearances, and then Adam Cox went in, pitched the 9th inning for Tanner Johnson, then came and hit a home run offensively.
Yeah, no one really expected that, but good for him. That was awesome. His first college AB hitting the jack, and all of our relief guys, we had some freshmen that came out and just did solid in their first appearances. Lee had several great appearances, and even our starters, for the most part, everyone did really well.
And then this weekend, preseason play continues. You have 4 more games against Metro State and Denver. What are some goals? It's your last 4-game series before you start GNAC play.
Yeah, this series is of the utmost importance. It's almost as important as all of our conference play, if not more important, because we want that regional berth after a conference play. And Metro State, they're a very good team. They were right up there with Colorado Mesa last year in their conference, who's always up there in the country, actually. So I know they're going to be a very good team, but I have no doubt that as long as we pitch and hit well, we'll be able to get a few games from them.
And now being a junior on the staff this year, you've been through the GNAC a couple times. Last year you were a starter in the rotation. How are you going to use that experience to help you? You have a 40-game GNAC season this year.
Yeah, we do. Adding Concordia, it's actually really nice. Another great GNAC team. GNAC always has some really solid hitters, a lot of JUCO transfers, a lot of guys that have brought up through programs. And, every team in the conference is going to be solid this year, and we just can't slack. There's no doubt that experience plays a great role in it. But as long as we keep up doing what we can do, we'll be great.
And you yourself being a Montana native, what did it mean to bring the GNAC tournament to Billings last year and play a championship in front of your home state?
Yeah, it was very nice, having family members come down and getting actually a pretty good crowd down there. It's kind of disappointing how it turned out. Too bad we couldn't keep that streak rolling that we had going through the last part of the season. But hopefully this year we can bring it right back to Billings and get that conference championship.
It felt good, yeah. It's definitely been a while, but it was nice getting outside, getting in some nice weather. Body feels good, being in some warm weather, a little nicer than it is here in Billings.
And talk about a couple of at-bats you had. Like I mentioned, that big 2-run double kind of came in the 9th inning, gave you some insurance runs, and then you had another 2-run hit that set the tone in the first inning of a 10-5 win. Just talk about being comfortable at the plate.
Yeah, it felt good. Just realizing that most RBIs come the opposite way, so I was just trying to stay back, stay in my approach, and trying to get a big hit, I guess.
And being one of many seniors on the team this year, how are you guys taking on a leadership role and really trying to make this team yours after winning a GNAC title last year?
Yeah, we're definitely senior strong this year, but we also have some young freshmen that are going to make some impacts. So we're trying to lead those freshmen and lead the younger guys and hopefully try to make another run at a GNAC championship.
And you've been primarily playing first base last year, and then that's what you figure to play this year. One of those freshmen that figures to make an impact, Jake McGovern, how have you kind of taken him under your wing, and how are you going to try and mentor him this year?
He's got some talent for sure. Coming in, physical guy, hits the ball well, opposite field. just really trying to mentor them and try to set them up for years to come.
No surprise you got a nice start on the mound from Tanner Johnson, and then Cody Cooper turning in a nice start as well. A lot of bullpen guys stepping up. Talk about the pitching staff collectively and the nice things you saw from them last week.
Yeah, we definitely feel like we're a lot deeper this year on the pitching staff, and with Tanner and Cody up front, they definitely set the tone, getting ahead early, getting the strikeouts when we needed them in big spots.
And now you have a little bit of an abbreviated non-conference season with the GNAC expanding one more team, and now you have 40 conference games. So you have 4 more games this weekend in Denver against Metro State, and then it's into conference play. How do you face that quick turnaround, and what are some goals these last 4 games before the GNAC gets going?
I mean, the first goal overall is just to go into a conference healthy, but I mean, we would like to go in over 500. Last year, we started off a little slow, and it cost us a regional berth, but this year we feel like with what we got as a team, we can definitely make a run for a regional and GNAC championship again.
And lastly, just comment on what it was like hosting a GNAC tournament last year, being the regular season champ and bringing that tournament to Billings, and how that's going to motivate you to try and make a run at it again this year.
Yeah, it was definitely nice hosting and not having to do another 16-hour bus ride and sleeping in our own beds. It was definitely nice. We're definitely shooting for that GNAC championship again.
You know, I think the biggest thing that was a positive is I felt like each game we played a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. And, you know, I think we showed flashes of the team that we can be. Had enough success. I mean, obviously we'd love to have won 3 or even a 4th game there. I thought we had 4 games in reach on the weekend at the midway point of each of those games. But guys competed hard, and in that last game, going 10 innings with a freshman on the mound and just coming from behind, I thought it showed a lot of heart, a lot of character of our guys, and you know, I think that was the key to our success last year. Is we were never out of a game, and I think that, you know, we've seen some of that again this year in this year's team.
You commented in the season preview about how key it was going to be for your seniors to step up, and that's what we saw this weekend. Tanner Johnson and Luke Reinschmidt each earning GNAC Player Pitcher of the Week awards, and then Kevin Toon, some of the most timely hits on the weekend. Coulter Sternhagen, a big weekend too. Talk about the seniors and how they carried you.
You know, I think the biggest thing that I saw out of those guys is that when we faced adversity, you know, we you know, it was kind of a bend but not break kind of a thing. So I thought we handled the ups and downs pretty well, and you know, that's what you expect from a veteran group, and we came true for sure with that. So I was happy. I was happy with just kind of our overall effort, overall attitude, approach on the weekend, and we'll get better as we're outside more and as we're seeing more live competition. So I'm excited about that. I mean, when you look at the numbers on the series, like, they're respectable in every area. And I don't think any of our guys, or I surely wouldn't say that, you know, we saw our best baseball this weekend. So to you know, to have that to kind of look back on and say, yeah, you know, we were pretty good, but we still definitely aren't clicking on all cylinders, or didn't this weekend. So look, just, it's always fun when you see your best baseball ahead of you. You know, I thought Zach was great. I thought all of our guys that played in a role in the DH role were really good. Brett Christina had a big pinch hit in that last game against Dixie. Tanner Watson DH'd a little bit, had a couple hits. Adam Cox saw his first action offensively, put some pretty good at-bats together. So we had a lot of guys at the plate that I thought, you know, I mean, we know that they're talented guys and good players, but they haven't had a lot of experience, and those guys all were pretty good. Landon Peterson defensively was just spectacular all weekend. He was really, really, really good, and did a good job with all of our pitchers. As far as freshman pitchers, you know, Garrett Baldry, Winslow, and Steen were all terrific for their first college outings, and just showed a lot of moxie, a lot of competitiveness, and I think sometimes you expect to see some nerves, and we just didn't see a lot of that. So, so we look for big things out of those newcomers, and you know, the guys that didn't have great performances this weekend, you know, it wasn't for a lack of effort. So, like, I look for all those guys to kind of have bounce back performances this coming week.
Now you have one more non-conference series to get ready for GNAC play. 4 games at Metro State in Denver this weekend. What are your goals over these next 4 games? Because after that you play Central Washington in the open at GNAC play.
Well, I think, your goal is always to win the series, but, the bigger goal to me is just to kind of continue to develop into the team that we need to be in that GNAC season. So 2 series before conference play isn't a lot. So that's an adjustment for all of the GNAC teams, and it's definitely one that, we're asking our guys to make quick adjustments. And, I saw a lot of that this weekend, but we're going to need to see more of it. I mean, just so that we make quick adjustments and put ourselves in a position to, late in the games to be playing from ahead instead of having to play from behind. That's the name of the game, I think, in baseball. Just play from ahead and play defense and pitch, and those are things I think we're capable of doing.